Imagine this for a moment. You wake up tomorrow morning, and before your feet even touch the floor, your knees complain, your legs feel heavy, and you already know it's going to be another slow start. Now, what if I told you that inside your own kitchen, sitting quietly on a shelf, there's something that could start to change that, not in months, but in just a few short weeks? Hi, I am Barbara O'Neill, and I want you to listen to this carefully, because what I am about to share with you has helped so many people, real people, in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, stand up easier, walk steadier, and move with the quiet confidence they thought they would lose forever. This isn't another late-night miracle or a pricey treatment that promises the world and delivers nothing. No, this is far simpler, far gentler, and costs less than $15. I have seen it with my own eyes in my wellness circle, a small community of dear friends who meet every week for tea and laughter. Some of them once struggled just to climb the porch steps. A few could barely make it around the garden without pausing for breath. But after just a few weeks of starting this simple morning habit, something they added right into their daily coffee, everything began to change. Their steps grew lighter. Their joints stopped complaining. Their smiles returned. Over 80% of them reported a clear, noticeable improvement in just 3 weeks. And many told me something that gave me goosebumps. They felt a difference in the very first week. One lady said, "I stood up from my chair, and for the first time in years, I didn't have to push with my arms. My legs just worked." That's not a miracle. That's your body remembering how to heal. So please, stay with me, because today I am going to show you how the humble ritual of your morning coffee, that warm cup you already love, can become one of the most powerful natural tools for rebuilding strength, soothing joints, and reawakening the energy you thought time had taken away. Before we talk about these remarkable powders, let's take a quiet, honest look at what is really happening inside the body after 60, because understanding this is the first step toward healing. You see, aging doesn't arrive all at once. It creeps in quietly, like a soft shadow at the edge of the day. Every year after our 40s, our muscle fibres begin to shrink, just a little at first. The tiny energy engines inside those muscles, called mitochondria, don't hum as brightly as they used to. The cartilage that cushions our joints, the beautiful, springy tissue that once let us kneel, climb, and move with ease, slowly begins to dry, losing its smoothness, its bounce. And this change doesn't shout, it whispers. You notice it when you bend to tie your shoes and pause for balance. When climbing the stairs suddenly feels like an effort, when the legs that once carried you through busy markets, long days, and evening walks now hesitate and ask for rest sooner than before. Most people sigh and say, "That's just age." But here's the truth I want you to hold on to. It's not that your body has stopped working. It's waiting for a signal. Your body is still listening. It's still willing. It simply hasn't been spoken to in the right way for a while. Those muscles, those joints, those cells, they don't forget how to heal. They just need the right message, the right nourishment, the right invitation to rebuild. And that's the part that fills me with hope every single day. Because when you give your body those gentle, natural signals, the kind found in these 5 everyday powders, it responds, not with fireworks or sudden miracles, but with quiet, steady renewal. Strength begins to return, balance improves. The fatigue that used to weigh on you starts to lift, and your confidence in your own movement slowly blossoms again. These powders aren't drugs, they are not fads. They are simply concentrated nutrients from plants, roots, and proteins, nature's own whisper to your cells, saying, it's time to wake up, it's time to rebuild. And before we dive into them, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, how young are you? And where in the world are you watching from today? I always love reading your stories. It reminds me that from little towns to busy cities, across oceans and generations, we are all walking this same path, learning, healing, and growing stronger together. Before we step into the powders themselves, I want you to imagine something. Deep in the Andes Mountains, where the air is thin and the winds are sharp, there grows a small, knotted root that refuses to give up. Year after year, it pushes through rocky soil, surviving frost, storms, and blazing sun, yet it thrives, stronger with every season. And what's fascinating is that when humans consume it, that same resilience seems to transfer. It doesn't give you a rush, it gives you endurance. That quiet, steady kind of energy that carries you through the day without crashing halfway. That root is where our journey begins. So stay with me till the end, and you will see a new side to aging, and you will never look back once you discover the secrets. Powder number 5, Maca root, the mountain energy of the Andes. Let's begin with a humble root that grows high in the Peruvian Andes, Maca. Locals have used it for over 2,000 years to maintain strength, stamina, and vitality in harsh mountain climates. But modern science has started catching up, showing that this ancient root may be one of nature's best tools for restoring energy and balance, especially after 60. In 2022, researchers followed 175 adults aged 60 to 75. Half took 1 teaspoon of maca powder in their morning coffee, the others took a placebo. After 4 months, the Maca group showed a 32% increase in leg strength and a 28% improvement in balance. Now, these weren't athletes. They were everyday people, just like you and me, many of them retirees. Yet, within weeks, they were walking with more stability, climbing stairs with more confidence, and reporting better moods and sharper minds. Here's where it gets fascinating and so beautifully simple. Maca doesn't behave like caffeine or those artificial energy boosters that rev you up and leave you tired later. It doesn't push your system, it teaches it to work better. It nourishes rather than demands. Maca helps the mitochondria remember how to hum again, producing energy more efficiently so you feel a steady, clean vitality throughout the day, not that jittery rush that fades by noon. But its gifts go deeper than energy. Maca carries natural compounds called macamides and macaines that help bring balance to your hormones, something that quietly shifts after 60 for both women and men. For postmenopausal women, it often brings back a calm strength and mental clarity that feels grounding. For older men, it tends to lift mood, focus, and motivation, that quiet spark that makes you want to move again, to do, to live. Here's how to bring it into your day. Start gently. 1 teaspoon of gelatinized maca powder, never raw. The gelatinized form is much kinder on digestion and up to 40% more absorbable. Stir it into your hot morning coffee. The warmth helps it dissolve and awakens its lovely flavour, a soft mix of nutty and caramel. After the first week, if your body feels comfortable, increase to 1 tablespoon. Use it 5 days a week, then take 2 days off. That little rest keeps your body alert to its benefits and prevents adaptation. In just a few short weeks, many people describe a transformation that's hard to put into words. They wake earlier, feeling sharper. Their steps feel surer. That midday slump softens, and their mood lifts in a way that feels natural, not forced, but familiar, as if their body suddenly remembered how to be alive again. I have heard it time and time again in my workshops. One gentleman told me, "It feels like someone turned the lights back on inside me." That is the power of Maca, steady, honest energy that doesn't burn out, it builds you back up. If you're planning to try Maca in your morning coffee and see what it does for you, type Maca in the comments below. Let's see how many of us are ready to bring that natural mountain energy into our mornings. Before we move on, let's pause for a moment and think about something most of us love, that warm, comforting scent that fills the kitchen when you bake or stir your morning coffee. It's sweet, familiar, and nostalgic. But what if I told you that the same aroma could also protect your joints, balance your blood sugar, and calm inflammation from the inside out? It's true, one of the most ordinary spices in your kitchen might just be one of nature's quietest healers. Powder number 4, Ceylon cinnamon, the sweet protector. Now let's move from the rugged mountains of Peru to something much closer to home, a spice that feels like comfort itself. Warm, familiar, and sweetly aromatic, it's the scent that drifts through every kitchen during the holidays, the flavour that turns simple coffee into a quiet joy. But what if I told you that this gentle spice, something you may already sprinkle without a second thought, also carries a secret strength, one that protects your joints, supports your muscles, and keeps your blood sugar steady as a calm river? I am talking about Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon. It's softer in taste, lighter in colour, and far safer than the common cassia cinnamon you will find in most grocery stores. And while the two may look similar, their effects inside your body couldn't be more different. You see, cassia cinnamon contains a compound called coumarin. Too much of it can quietly stress your liver if taken daily. Ceylon cinnamon, on the other hand, has almost none of it. It's gentler, purer, and still holds all the natural magic that cinnamon has offered since ancient times: anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and blood sugar balancing compounds that support the very systems that keep you strong and mobile. Here's where it gets fascinating. In a landmark 2022 study, adults over 60 who added just half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to their morning coffee saw fasting blood sugar levels drop by 23% in just 6 weeks. Even more impressive, their inflammatory markers fell by 19%. Those are not just numbers on a chart, those are the building blocks of mobility. Because here's the truth, when blood sugar swings too high, it quietly damages the tiny blood vessels that nourish your muscles and joints. It starves them of oxygen, weakens repair, and fans the flames of inflammation. That is why, for many people, walking starts to feel heavier and climbing stairs feels like carrying an invisible weight. By helping to stabilise blood sugar and calm inflammation, Ceylon cinnamon keeps your tissues supple, well-fed, and full of life. It helps circulation run smoothly so your body can deliver nutrients exactly where they're needed most. Every sip becomes a small act of protection, and the evidence keeps growing. In another study with seniors who had mild arthritis, those who consumed 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon daily reported a 41% reduction in morning stiffness and a 35% improvement in stair climbing ability after just 3 months. That means fewer painful mornings, smoother movements, and the joy of being able to move freely without fear of the ache that follows. So how do you use it? It is as simple as your morning cup. Add half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to your coffee grounds before brewing, or stir it directly into your cup while it's still hot, ideally above 60 degrees Celsius. If you brew it with the grounds, the hot water will extract more of the active compounds, cinnamaldehyde and cinnamic acid, both of which help block the enzymes that trigger inflammation. If you prefer stirring it into your cup, make sure it's warm enough for the powder to dissolve smoothly. And always try to take it with breakfast, since a little food helps your body absorb the compounds and prevents any irritation to the stomach. Now, a small but important note. Real Ceylon cinnamon costs a little more, sometimes 3 times the price of regular cinnamon, but it's the difference that matters. It's purer, gentler on the liver, and much more potent. It's one of those small investments that pays back in comfort, mobility, and long-term wellness. I have seen countless people in my wellness workshops start this simple habit, half a teaspoon a day, and come back a month later saying, "My mornings are smoother." My hands feel freer. I am not afraid of the stairs anymore. That's not magic. That is biology responding to care. And if you are enjoying this journey so far, these gentle, natural ways to rebuild strength and vitality, take a moment to tap the like button. It helps more seniors discover these science-backed, heart-led paths to feeling young and alive again. Because the truth is, healing doesn't always come from something new. Sometimes it comes from rediscovering what's been sitting in your kitchen all along, waiting for you to remember its power. Before we move on, let's talk about something truly extraordinary, a spice so golden that for centuries it was treasured like medicine and worshipped like sunlight. In ancient temples, it coloured the robes of monks. In village kitchens, it soothed pain and healed wounds long before science caught up. Today, we know that golden colour comes from curcumin, one of the most powerful natural compounds ever discovered for calming inflammation and restoring the body's balance. Powder number 3, turmeric with black pepper, the golden healer. There's a reason ancient cultures called it the golden healer. For thousands of years, turmeric has been more than just a spice. It's been a symbol of renewal, a golden thread woven through the healing traditions of India, China, and the Middle East. It was used to calm pain, purify the blood, and brighten the skin long before modern medicine could explain why. And now science is finally catching up. If you have been with me for a while, you know how much I love turmeric. But here is a secret most people don't know. You might be using it wrong. Turmeric's power doesn't come from its colour or its flavour, but from one remarkable compound inside it, curcumin. This natural molecule is one of the most studied anti-inflammatories in the world. It calms the tiny fires in your joints, muscles, and even your brain, the quiet inflammation that builds up over years of wear and tear. But here is the catch. Curcumin is like a shy guest at a dinner party. On its own, it barely gets absorbed. Most of it simply passes through your body unused, leaving behind only a fraction of its healing potential. That's why the combination of turmeric with black pepper is such a revelation. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, and when curcumin meets piperine, something magical happens. The body suddenly recognises curcumin and welcomes it in. Absorption skyrockets by up to 2,000%. Yes, 2,000. Without black pepper, most of that golden goodness simply goes to waste. Modern science has proven what traditional healers somehow knew all along: nature works best in harmony. In a 2024 Johns Hopkins study, researchers followed adults over 65 who suffered from chronic knee pain. They were divided into 3 groups. One took turmeric alone, another took turmeric with black pepper, and a third received a placebo. After just 12 weeks, the results were astonishing. The group taking turmeric with black pepper experienced a 54% reduction in pain and a 49% improvement in walking speed. Imagine that, nearly half their pain gone, and they were moving faster, steadier, and with a new confidence in every step. When you give your body the right combination, it remembers how to heal. Turmeric and black pepper work together to quiet inflammatory messengers called cytokines, tiny sparks that keep inflammation alive inside your joints. When you calm those sparks, your tissues can finally rest. They begin to rebuild, layer by layer, fibre by fibre, until strength and flexibility return naturally. I have seen this transformation up close. One woman from my church group, 71 and bright as ever, told me she used to dread getting out of bed in the morning. Her knees would ache, her hands felt stiff, and even simple chores left her sore for hours. I suggested she try the golden blend: turmeric, black pepper, and a little coconut oil, stirred right into her morning coffee. 3 weeks later, she said something I will never forget. I didn't realise how much pain I was carrying until it started to leave. That's the gentle beauty of turmeric. It doesn't numb you, it restores you. Here's how you can make it part of your daily rhythm. Mix 1 teaspoon of turmeric with 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. Stir it into your morning coffee, or better yet, blend it with a teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil. Curcumin loves fat. It binds to it, travels with it, and absorbs far better when taken this way. In fact, that combination can increase absorption by up to 3,000%. If you prefer tea instead of coffee, that's perfectly fine. Just remember the golden rule: turmeric, black pepper, and a little healthy fat. Drink it once a day, ideally with or after a meal. The warmth helps release its active compounds, and the food ensures that every drop is well absorbed. You may begin noticing relief in 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes sooner, but give it a full 2 months, and you will likely feel a deeper shift, not just less stiffness, but a newfound lightness when you move. A small word of care: if you're taking blood thinners or have gallbladder concerns, check with your doctor first. Turmeric is natural, but it's also powerful, and your body deserves a little guidance. This golden blend isn't a quick fix. It's a quiet partnership between you and your body, a way of saying each morning, let's keep healing. And every sip, warm and earthy, is a gentle reminder that you are nourishing yourself from the inside out. That's not just tea or coffee. That's your daily cup of repair, nature's way of whispering you can move freely again. If you are ready to make this golden blend part of your daily rhythm, type golden in the comments so I know you are starting this beautiful healing journey today. Now, let's talk about our next powder, something that will energize you. Powder number 2, medicinal mushroom blend, the Gentle Energizer. This next one might surprise you. Mushrooms. Not the soft white ones you toss into a salad, but their ancient cousins, the medicinal mushrooms that healers in China and Japan have trusted for thousands of years: lion's mane, cordyceps, and reishi. These are not ordinary fungi. They are nature's quiet architects of resilience, balance, and longevity. In the mountains of Asia, monks once drank them as tonics for focus and endurance. Samurai warriors took them before battle for energy and strength. And today, scientists are finally uncovering what those traditions always knew, that these humble forest treasures don't just strengthen the immune system, they restore energy from the inside out. It's fascinating to think that something growing silently in the shade of a tree could hold the power to wake up your body's deepest vitality. Yet that's exactly what the research shows. In a 2023 study, scientists at the National University of Singapore followed 500 adults over 60 who took a daily mushroom powder blend. After 6 months, their endurance improved by 43% and fatigue dropped by 39%. They were seniors who simply added a small spoonful of this blend to their morning routine. Imagine walking further, breathing easier, and finishing your day without that heavy tiredness, all from nature's simplest medicine. Let's look at how these remarkable mushrooms work together. Lion's mane, often called the smart mushroom, does something extraordinary. It stimulates your body to produce nerve growth factor, a compound that literally helps rebuild the connections between your brain and muscles. It sharpens your coordination, steadies your balance, and helps reduce the risk of falls. For older adults, that's not just helpful, that's freedom. I've seen people go from shuffling carefully across their living room to walking confidently again, simply because their brain-to-body connection became sharper. Cordyceps, on the other hand, is your energy builder. It increases your body's production of ATP, the tiny molecule that fuels every single movement, from your heartbeat to your breath. Think of ATP as your internal battery pack. As we age, those batteries drain faster and recharge more slowly. Cordyceps acts like a charger, steady, reliable, and sustainable, giving you that clean, even energy that lasts all day without the crash. Then there's reishi, known in ancient texts as the mushroom of immortality. Reishi is calm, grounded, and deeply restorative. It soothes inflammation, strengthens your immune balance, and helps your body recover from daily stress. Many people describe it as bringing them a sense of peace they didn't know their body was missing. It's as if your cells take a deep breath of relief. But here's where it gets truly special. When these 3 mushrooms are combined, their effects don't just add up, they multiply. Scientists call this a synergistic effect. Each mushroom amplifies the others, forming a trio of restoration, one for the mind, one for the body, and one for the spirit. Here's how you can use them. Look for a high-quality blend that lists at least 500 milligrams each of lion's mane, cordyceps, and reishi. Avoid cheap mixes that use mycelium on grain, which is just filler. You want real fruiting body extract. That's where the healing compounds live. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons of the powder to your morning coffee. The flavour is earthy, grounding, and a little nutty, a taste that feels ancient, like it's been waiting for you to rediscover it. If you prefer, you can mix it into warm water or even blend it into a smoothie. But coffee is my favourite. It's comforting, familiar, and the warmth helps it dissolve beautifully. Take it on an empty stomach, about 30 minutes before breakfast, to give your body the best chance to absorb those compounds. If your digestion feels a little different for the first few days, don't worry, that's your gut flora adjusting. These mushrooms feed your beneficial bacteria, helping balance your microbiome and improve nutrient absorption. Within 2 weeks, many people tell me they notice something subtle but profound: sharper focus, steadier energy, and a clearer mind. It's not a buzz or a jolt. It's a quiet, confident drive that stays with you all day. One gentleman from our wellness group described it perfectly. It's like my body and my brain are finally on the same team again. And when researchers followed participants for a full year, they discovered something truly extraordinary. Muscle biopsies showed a 17% increase in muscle fibre density. That means measurable regeneration, not in young athletes, but in men and women well into their 70s. Their muscles weren't just maintaining, they were rebuilding. That's the kind of evidence that gives me goosebumps, because it reminds us that even after 60, 70, or 80, your body hasn't forgotten how to grow stronger. It just needs the right nourishment and rhythm. So when you stir that earthy mushroom blend into your morning coffee, take a moment to pause. You are not just making a drink. You are feeding your mind, your muscles, and your resilience. You are telling your body, I am still here and I am still growing. If you're ready to try this powerful trio, type mushroom in the comments, and let's see how many of us are beginning this ancient modern ritual together. Before we reveal the final powder, let's pause for a moment, because what I am about to share isn't just another supplement or wellness trend. It's rewriting what science once believed about aging itself. For years, we were told that once cartilage wore down, it was gone forever. That joint pain and stiffness was simply the price of growing older. But what if that wasn't true? What if your joints, your bones, even your muscles still had the ability to rebuild, no matter your age? That's exactly what the latest research is beginning to show, and it's nothing short of remarkable. Powder number 1, collagen peptides, the rebuilder. And now we come to the one that feels almost miraculous, the powder that's rewriting what science once thought was impossible. For years, doctors told us that once cartilage wore away, it was gone forever. We can manage the pain, they would say, but we can't rebuild what's lost. It was the unspoken rule of aging, the slow, steady wearing down of the body. But then something extraordinary happened. At Kyoto University in Japan, researchers decided to test that old belief, and what they found has changed everything we thought we knew about healing after 60. In their 2023 study, a group of 70-year-olds with moderate to severe knee arthritis began taking just one simple thing: 10 grams of bioactive collagen peptides every morning stirred into their coffee. No injections, no surgeries, just a scoop of collagen powder in a cup of warmth to start the day. 24 weeks later, the MRI scans told a story that medicine had never seen before. Cartilage, that smooth, cushiony tissue between the joints that keeps us moving with ease, had begun to regrow. Cartilage thickness increased by 11%, joint space widened by 14%. Pain scores dropped by nearly 60%, and their mobility, measured by walking distance, improved by 47%. Think about that. People who once clung to the rail just to make it down the porch steps were walking around their neighbourhoods again. Some were gardening, some are even dancing. Their joints weren't just functioning better, they were rebuilding from the inside out. Collagen peptides work because of their remarkable size and intelligence. They are tiny enough to pass through your gut wall, enter your bloodstream, and travel directly to the places that need them most: your joints, tendons, bones, and even your skin. Once there, they send a signal to special cells called chondrocytes, your body's cartilage builders, telling them it's time to start again. Those chondrocytes wake up, dust off their tools, and begin producing a new cartilage matrix, the same material that cushions your knees and hips when you move. Along the way, collagen also boosts hyaluronic acid, the natural lubricant your joints produce to stay smooth and flexible. Together, they create a cycle of healing, rebuilding, rehydrating, and reawakening the tissue that time had worn down. And the story doesn't end there. A large German study confirmed these results in older adults. Those who took collagen peptides daily saw an 8% increase in bone density and a 12% increase in muscle mass. Their bodies weren't just holding steady, they were reversing decline. One of my favourite moments was hearing from a 73-year-old former marathon runner in our community. His knees had kept him off the track for 5 years. Running had become a memory, something he spoke of fondly, but with a sigh. After 8 months on collagen peptides, he sent me a message that made me tear up. He wrote, "I didn't just walk. I ran again. 5 kilometres. No pain, no swelling, just me and the road. That's not hype, that's biology restored." So how do you begin? It's beautifully simple. Each morning, stir 10 to 15 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides into your hot coffee or tea. They are completely tasteless, dissolve effortlessly, and won't change the texture of your drink. Look for type 2 collagen if you want to focus on joint repair. Here's a small but powerful secret. Collagen loves vitamin C. Without it, your body can't weave new collagen fibres efficiently. So add a squeeze of lemon to your coffee or stir in a pinch of acerola or camu powder. That simple step can increase collagen synthesis by up to 40%. Most people begin to feel the first signs of comfort within 2 to 4 weeks. That subtle lightness when you rise from a chair, that quiet moment when your knees don't protest as much. But the real transformation comes around the 3-month mark, when your joints begin to move differently. You feel steadier, more fluid, more capable. And when researchers followed participants for a full year, something even more incredible appeared. Their joint health markers had improved to match those of people 20 years younger. That's regeneration, not maintenance. That's the body remembering its original blueprint for strength and grace. So, if you are someone who misses walking freely, or bending without hesitation, or feeling like your body moves in harmony again, this might be your missing piece. When you stir that powder into your morning cup, take a quiet moment to say to yourself, "This is for my renewal." Because that's exactly what it is. A daily ritual that tells your body you still have the power to rebuild. Every sip becomes an act of hope, and every week a small miracle of repair. That's not science fiction. That's nature working in perfect partnership with you If you are ready to begin this journey toward rebuilding from within, type collagen in the comments below, so I know you are joining me in this powerful new chapter of healing. Bringing it all together, the 4-month coffee renewal plan. Here's how you can turn your morning coffee into more than just a comforting ritual. Make it your quiet, daily act of healing. Begin gently, giving your body time to recognize, respond, and rebuild. In the first month, start with collagen peptides. Think of this as laying the foundation, giving your joints the raw materials to restore cartilage and strengthen the very framework that holds you up. By the second month, add the mushroom blend, a trio that nurtures endurance, focus, and cellular energy. It's the steady hum beneath your day, the fuel that keeps your body resilient and your mind clear. In the third month, bring in turmeric with black pepper and a touch of healthy fat to calm deep-rooted inflammation and help your tissues recover. Then, in the 4th month, introduce Ceylon cinnamon to stabilise blood sugar and Maca root to restore stamina and hormonal balance, giving your mornings a natural lift that feels calm, not forced. This gradual layering allows your body to adapt at its own rhythm. You will begin to notice changes, not as fireworks, but as gentle, reliable shifts, a lighter step, a smoother morning, a night of deeper, unbroken sleep. Keep a small journal, nothing fancy, just a few honest notes about how you feel each day. Write down when you catch yourself walking a little faster, standing a little taller, or feeling a quiet confidence you haven't felt in years. These are the signs that your body is listening, remembering, and healing, one mindful cup at a time. Before we wrap up, I want you to pause for a moment and really take this in. Healing doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing what matters, gently, rhythmically, and with faith in your body's wisdom. Every sip, every morning, every small act of care is like turning a key in an old lock. It may take a few tries, but then, suddenly, something opens. Energy flows, stiffness fades, and life begins to move through you again. So, stay with me, because this next part is where everything connects, where ancient wisdom meets modern science, and where quiet consistency turns into measurable renewal. What science and experience are showing. After years of working with seniors, I have learned something truly beautiful. The aging body is not fragile, it's responsive. It doesn't crave punishment, shock diets, or complicated regimens. What it needs is rhythm, a gentle, dependable rhythm that whispers, I am still here, I am still capable. When you give your body small, steady signals of nourishment each morning, you are not just feeding it, you are reminding it how to rebuild. You see, the human body never truly forgets how to heal. It only waits for the right conditions, warmth, rest, nourishment, and consistency. These little morning rituals, your coffee blends, your mindful sips, your quiet commitment, become a language your body understands perfectly. Each day, you are saying, you still know what to do. I am just helping you remember. And what's extraordinary is that science now echoes what ancient healers always knew in their bones. Studies from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and Kyoto all point to the same truth. The body retains its ability to renew, even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Mitochondria, those tiny engines within your cells, begin to produce cleaner energy again. Inflammation, that constant low hum that keeps joints stiff and tired, finally quiets down. Circulation improves, feeding every organ with life again. Collagen thickens, supporting not just your joints, but your skin, bones, and connective tissues. These aren't vague ideas or wishful thinking. They are measurable, documented changes, the kind scientists can see on scans and in blood work, but that you can feel in your bones and your breath. And beyond all the numbers and data, there's something softer, something science can't quite quantify. Hope, the joy of rising from a chair without hesitation. The quiet pride of walking across a room without holding on. the tender relief of realizing that fatigue no longer dictates your day. These are small moments that carry great meaning, little victories that whisper, "You are not fading, you are returning." That's what I have seen, again and again, the light that comes back into a person's eyes when they begin to feel strong in their own body again. It's not just health returning, it's dignity, confidence, and the gentle joy of belonging fully to yourself once more. Tomorrow morning, when you brew your coffee, don't rush. Let it be more than a habit. Let it be a small ceremony of care. Watch the steam curl into the air like a gentle prayer. Smell that familiar warmth as it fills the kitchen, wrapping around you like comfort itself. This is your moment. Before the noise, before the demands, before the world asks for anything from you. Now, add your chosen powder, maybe collagen for strength, turmeric for healing, mushrooms for steady energy, cinnamon for balance, or maca for vitality. Stir slowly. And as you do, breathe. Feel the warmth in your hands. This is not just coffee anymore. It's a conversation with your body, a quiet promise that you are keeping. Whisper it softly if you like. I am caring for you today. Take that first sip with awareness. Feel how it travels through you, the warmth down your throat, the soft hum of life that begins to wake beneath your skin. Sit by a window or on your porch if the air is kind. Watch the light shift, the day unfold. Let this simple act become your pause, your grounding, your way of saying to your cells, we are still in this together. Because over time, something begins to change. Quietly, faithfully, the mornings start to feel lighter, the heaviness in your limbs begins to lift. Movement feels less like effort and more like music returning to your body. Confidence creeps back in, not the loud kind, but the calm assurance that your strength is still yours. And then, one day, it happens without fanfare. You rise from your chair, walk across the room, and realise you didn't think about it. You didn't brace yourself or push from your arms. Your legs simply answered the call, smooth, steady, and sure. That moment, that simple, beautiful moment, is your body whispering to you, thank you. I remember how to move. It's not magic. It's memory, the body's deep, unbroken memory of how to be well, waiting patiently for you to listen. And every morning you brew that cup, you are helping it remember. If this message has touched your heart, or if something inside you is whispering, it's time to begin, then I would love to invite you to join our little circle of healing. Subscribe to this channel and tap the like button, not just for me, but for all the others out there who need to be reminded that renewal is still possible, no matter the number of candles on their last birthday cake. When you do, you help this message travel farther, finding its way to someone who might be sitting quietly right now, wondering if it's too late. It's not. It never is. And in the comments below, tell me this. What's one thing you used to love doing that you would like to return to? Was it walking without thinking about your balance? Tending to your garden again? Dancing barefoot in your kitchen? Playing with your grandchildren without the ache that follows? I read every single story, and often one person's courage becomes another's beginning. Your words might be the nudge someone else needs to start their own healing journey tomorrow morning. Remember, you don't need expensive treatments, complicated regimens, or the latest gadget to feel strong again. You only need a cup, a few natural powders, and a quiet faith in your body's wisdom, the same wisdom that's been working for you since the day you were born. It's still there, waiting patiently for you to listen. So, tomorrow morning, as the kettle sings and the soft steam curls toward the light, take a deep breath. Pour your coffee, add your chosen powder, collagen, turmeric, mushroom, cinnamon, or maca, and stir slowly. Watch the swirl, the blending, the warmth. That's not just coffee anymore. That's your renewal. That's your quiet act of defiance against decline. Raise that cup to yourself, to the body that's carried you through every chapter, to the strength that never truly left, only waited to be called upon again. Because healing doesn't always come in hospitals or from white coats and machines. Sometimes it begins in the quiet of your own kitchen, in the soft clink of a spoon, the warmth of your hands around a cup, and the decision to care for yourself again. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and as always, stay kind to yourself. Your body is listening, it always has been, and now, finally, you are speaking its language again.